What's going on, gentlemen, all around the world? This is Kameron Devon crew welcoming you, giving you the grand premiere of Jaguar's Den. I'm here tonight with my co-host of the show, Rob Dyberg. Introduce yourself.
How's it going, guys? Robert Dyberg. I'm definitely excited to do this.
Yes, indeed. Let's get right into it. So we are introducing you all tonight to Jaguar's Den podcast. What is Jaguar's Den? Jaguar's Den is a show that's dedicated to men's empowerment. What we are going to do is talk to men about self-development, dating, and relationships. The most important thing that we want in life as men is to be successful financially, to have the highest level of self-development that we can achieve, but ultimately, we do all of that so we can live a certain lifestyle. As men, we want to be able to explore the world, conquer things, set and achieve goals, fulfill our purpose. And we also want to have a nice home, nice cars, jewelry. We want to acquire nice possessions. But the grand prize, the cherry on top for most men who are watching this, if we're being true to ourselves, is that we want beautiful women in abundance in our life. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So what this podcast is dedicated to is teaching men, kind of like in the Matrix, how you have the blue and the red pill. What we are here to do is to empower and encourage you to give yourself permission to go on a journey where you actually untame yourself, unleash your masculinity, and become the greatest version of your male self that you can to become as successful as possible and to have the dating and relationship lifestyle that you dream about. As a Jaguar, you're untamed. You're not a domesticated man who lets society dictate to him and shame him into being someone and living in a certain manner that he actually doesn't dream about. This podcast is encouraging men to ignore the social conditioning and the shaming tactics that much of society does put on us as men so that you can actually feel free to live how you want to live. That could mean that you want an abundance of women. It could mean that you want to go and meet women and screen and qualify women until you find the pearl of your eye, that woman who you actually want to make your wife. There's nothing wrong with that either. But if you want to be a man who wants to live as a player, a Jaguar, untamed, out here in the wild, hunting down, pursuing, chasing beautiful women who have an abundance of feminine energy, personality, and character to offer you. If you're that kind of guy where you enjoy variety and diversity in women, and you want to experience the women where you live, but also in other cities, different places in your country, different places abroad, this podcast is for men who want to live a lifestyle that is actually at the apex of the dating and relationship game. So the reason we named it Jaguar and the reason that our icon and our logo is the Jaguar is because the Jaguar is the apex predator of his environment. To become a Jaguar, though, it takes a lot of work. The Jaguar is strong mentally, emotionally, and physically. The Jaguar also has an outstanding appearance. He has a pattern on his coat that is unlike any other animal in the kingdom. So what we're going to teach you is how to develop yourself to become strong mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. We're actually going to bring in certain people who are experts in terms of health, fitness, and wellness. And we're going to teach you the game of how to go out here, meet women, have women in abundance, and ultimately choose a lifestyle that you want to be in, whether it's, again, being a player, untamed, or being a married man and raising a family. Either way, we are dedicated to helping you achieve that end. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I actually really agree with that. It's very difficult now in today's day and age for a man to allow himself to not be shamed or go after women that he wants to go after without being judged, or really just allow himself to have the ability to do this whenever he wants to, or meet a diversity of women. And it's tough. It's 2023, so it's very difficult to not be judged by anything you're doing nowadays. So I'm really glad that this is being started, and we got a lot to say.
Absolutely. So what I love about our journey is that, and what I think a lot of men will take away from this, is that we literally started as the basic average man. We grew up in a small town in Georgia. I've known Rob, by the way. This is a really great friend of mine, like my best friend. Known Rob since we were both in the 8th grade. He was a nerd. I was a shy, quiet, awkward kid, actually, believe it or not. And through high school, obviously we went through different phases. I'm a good-looking man, you're a good-looking man. So when we hit 10th, 11th grade, girls started giving us attention, which kind of helped us break out of our shell. But, our early adolescence, we weren't the guys who were like the jocks. I remember the jocks from my high school. We weren't the guys who had like the hot girlfriends. But although, we did get girls, though, on the later end of high school.
Yeah, I guess
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Making
But
friends, but I was terrible with me. I didn't know what I was doing or saying, so.
yeah. But nonetheless, like what I think guys can relate to us is like a lot of people who are in this industry, a lot of people who have YouTube platforms and have good audiences, they give great content. But the thing is, I think they're unrelatable to a lot of men because these guys are usually over 6 feet, also good looking. Most of them are, low-level multimillionaires, if not more.
Right.
And if you're a guy and you have a regular job and you drive a Hyundai, or maybe you drive like a Mercedes or a BMW, and you don't like live in a mansion, you know what I mean? And you haven't traveled the world and like you don't have private jet money. I think when you look at some of these other content creators, they're just too unrelatable. It's like Brad Pitt telling you how to get girls.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's
in the back of your mind, it's like, bro, you're Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're absolutely right. It's very hard to find people that people can actually relate with, and everyone usually has some kind of background that allowed them to rise above quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Other people were just, normal household, normal parents, went to school, got a job, and then, they're just kind of living in that mediocre level where a lot of people just, all the advice is being taken from people that are in that high class kind of environment already, and it's kind of hard. It's just, I agree with that 100%.
It's true, man. Like, the way we were raised, like we were raised in a super normal way, right? Like, so middle class families. Yeah. And they teach you, go to school, get good grades and all that stuff, get a job. But what they also teach you is, get a girl, happy wife, happy life. Yeah. They teach you.
Especially in the South, too. That was huge, happy wife, happy life.
Yep.
I went to a wedding, and what do you call the guy that makes it? Well, I forgot his name, but yeah, like when he was getting them married, it's funny I don't know the name of it, but yeah, he was like making sure, like, he's like, repeat after me. I'm right, you're wrong. I love you. And he was like, that's literally what they're brainwashing people nowadays to tell their wives because, it's all
supplicate to the woman.
And we did that mediocre lifestyle, and we didn't want to be where we wanted to be at. So it's not really, it's not a good long-term plan. You're not going to get anywhere, honestly.
Yeah, there's a complete social narrative, and I have a theory on this. There's a complete social narrative to basically tame men down. Like Andrew Tate talks about this a lot. They want to tame men and make them basically good simps. Yeah. Because what is a simp? A simp is a guy who appreciates women. He has women on a pedestal. He wants a woman. He wants to take care of a woman. And if he gets to have a woman, he's lucky. They don't want men to know their value, the value of your mind, the value of your genetic seed, the value of your wealth and your legacy. They don't want men to know that you're the prize and that women should pursue you because you're the one providing and protecting. Yeah. They want men to believe that it's actually a privilege for a woman to allow you to provide for her. You know what I mean? Yeah, isn't that crazy? That doesn't make any logical sense.
No, it's terrible.
But the reason is this. If you have men who actually understand their power, what are men going to want to do? Men are going to be ambitious. Yeah. Men are going to have purpose. Men aren't going to settle for mediocrity. Men won't, on a deeper level, like if a man really knows his value, he's not even going to let a corporation mistreat him. And that fucks up the society because now the powers that be can't make you feel like you're happy to go sit at your 9 to 5 at the desk and get talked shit to by your manager and paid mediocre wages, right? Yeah. Like, cause you have self-esteem. Yeah. You have beautiful women like at home sucking your dick, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Serving you. Yeah. Like worshiping you, praising you. And so they need men to feel like less than a king or a god. Like
Just powerless, pretty much.
Yeah.
They want you to feel powerless because when you have power, then you speak up and you rise up, and they're trying to suppress that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we say all that to say this. We have lived the normal life. We actually both have been through a lot of adversity ourselves. So when it comes to the self-development, I am able to talk to you in terms of how to overcome trauma, how to build your self-esteem from scratch, how to rework your self-image, how to bring gratitude into your life and happiness into your life and joy, and how to be a person who actually wakes up with good energy and looks at the world in a way where it's positive and not negative, and you're not being pessimistic. Like, you look and see opportunities because you're in a positive state of mind. I can talk to you about being a person who was so abused and traumatized and so misfortunate with resources that I was negative. I hated myself. I didn't believe I wanted to be successful, but I didn't have any confidence in it. You know what I mean? I just knew I wanted my circumstances to change. I didn't have any skills with networking with men. I didn't have any skills with dating and attracting women. I had to learn all this. And so this is what we're going to disseminate to you in this podcast. So what about you? We're very similar, but in different ways.
As far as my
what you can offer them.
Oh, man. I mean, I had to break out of the norm of, you go to school, you go to college, and it's funny because the education system in no way prepares yourself to be, to take action or to really. I would say the education system makes a lot of men, you get a job, you find a wife, you settle down, and that's it. And that's honestly a shame because you have to teach all your skills, all your dating skills, how to manage, finances, how to manage women, how to just. It's all you have to teach yourself. It's all self-taught. You can't really get it from anywhere else or in the education system at all. So I would say I've had to literally just. You say adversity. I mean, I've had to go out there and go to bars and talk to girls on my college and make friends, and it's very, very difficult when you're growing up in a small town. You go to school, you make some friends, and you don't really have that confidence, especially from your parents if you aren't raised in a good household. But I really, really, I would say, mastered the ability to network, to walk up to an attractive woman, to talk to her and to get to know her and see if there's a connection or a vibe. And it's definitely given me a type of power and the ability and given me multiple opportunities otherwise I wouldn't have if I didn't actually teach myself and push myself to get out there and not stay home and just play video games or put on a movie or hang out with friends, like actually take action and get out of the house and meet people. And it's pretty life-changing. And I would say that's definitely something I feel I can give back to the world because a lot of men out there are just stuck in their small town or in a relationship they're not happy with, and they don't have the ability to have a choice. And that's what I've given myself, the ability to have a choice, and now I can be a social chameleon, if you will, in any kind of environment. And that's something that a lot of men struggle with nowadays, whether they're in a dead-end job, or they're in a relationship they're not happy with. So, but definitely on the dating aspect of it. I know Cam is mainly focused on the inner mindset, but I am what I can give back for sure is getting everything started, going from 0 to 1, getting everything going, how to talk to people, what to say, how to act, your social cues, your sub-communications, how you're moving your hands, your face, everything is very granular and in detail. And all that matters, and it's going to be hectic and difficult, but if you keep on sticking to it, I mean, it's going to give you power, and that's what I have.
Yeah, I want to say this to everyone listening. I know you don't know Rob. You all know me. You've been following me probably for a year or more. I don't know anyone who has a better approach ethic and a going out ethic than Rob. We got introduced to the game 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for a decade, Rob has committed his non-work life to learning and mastering the game. I don't know anybody who understands the game on a technical level like Rob does when it comes to logistically, where do you go to meet women, at what time of day, what do you wear in different environments at different times of day, how to read women and know what kind of women to approach, what kind of openers to do, how to hook different sets, how to carry it forward, when to try to move to a different environment, when to try to take it to a different place in the interaction, when to try to pull. when you get back, that's a whole different thing in itself. Rob has been doing the game and has committed himself to the game, and like that's really his passion. That's why I wanted to make him my co-host, because and you're right, like I have mostly focused on the inner self-development, the mindset, the worldview, how you look at things. And for me, that's helped me get results because I know my value and I know a woman's value and I know our places, and it comes off of me and like things just kind of like click. My technical game is actually really not that good. I mean, it was good, but it's not. It's like the difference between somebody who drives a manual versus somebody who drives an automatic.
But that's the thing. I mean, your inner mentality is so strong that sometimes that's what he has that I don't. You know, I have that solid core confidence, but he takes it further.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah, I have a God level confidence.
We'll say God level. There we go. And it's with him though, like the technicalities don't matter as much when you believe you're on a God level.
Yes, yes.
But a lot of people out there don't have that mentality.
Exactly.
So that's where I can come in and kind of increase the chances, get your foot in the door. Whereas you're not don't have that solid mindset.
Exactly. Yeah, believing in yourself, like in a way, I'm more like a natural, even though I'm not a natural. But I have a natural's confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like that's why they get results. They believe in themselves. They've gotten validation since they were children. And so they just think that shit should go that way, so shit goes that way.
Yeah.
I made myself into somebody who believed in themselves. You obviously improved your confidence a lot, but really what you did was you fine-tuned the game, like technically what to do.
Yeah.
And I love that because I can teach anyone how to improve their self-image, self-esteem, and confidence. I can teach anyone how to become happier, how to have better energy, and how to have a better vibe. I promise you, like, whatever you've been through, I can probably help you. Like, on an extreme level, I can probably help you.
Yeah.
You, though, could take someone who has no fucking dating experience and teach them all the micro things and go through the thought processes that I don't like, that I'm not familiar with, you know what I mean?
Right.
And like the little to-dos, because a lot of what I do is like kind of natural just because I'm confident, so I do shit that makes sense. Whereas you understand like how to like explain it to them like a watch builder. You know what I mean? Like at a very intricate level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is the perfect merger of co-hosts.
Yeah, that's why he told me about he wants to do this, and I was like, I'm absolutely down because it's very hard. A lot of people have high-level mindset advice to give, but not many people can really address the technicalities, the angle of the approach, what you say, what to say next, where to go, and then how to just manage it after all that. It's just very. I kind of pulled dating apart and just split it up into sections and really got granular in each detail and dissected it so I can really improve lives and change people. And it sometimes it takes doing that. It takes being obsessed with dating to really get good at it and be able to now improve other people's lives, in which I have before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing we have to offer, you know, the reason that we have such a deep level of understanding, and I really want this to sink in for people. We were talking about this earlier, right? I mean, like I live in a high-rise condo. I have a foreign car, nice clothes and shit, some money. Same thing for you. Nice place, nice car. You have things, you have money, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, we're still relatively average dudes. A lot of people watching this will probably think that like I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. Yeah. Like by a long shot, I'm not a millionaire. I probably will be a millionaire like in the next year or two, but I'm not. Yeah. So I'm actually not that different than you. That's the thing. Like a lot of guys would never understand that. You know what I mean? It's easy to look at a guy who's 6'6" and buff and looks like he plays in the NFL or the NBA, and he has jewelry and a fucking McLaren. Yeah. And then you see him with a bitch, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. It's different when you see me though. Yeah. Because I woke up just like you did. Yeah. We have similar money probably. Well, if you work hard, we have similar money. We probably have similar level of cars. Actually, we live in a similar. Well, we live in a similar location to a certain degree, like the person listening. The difference is we have learned the game. Like when you're a normal dude, you have to do more to get the results of the elite. I get the same results. Like I have had beautiful, intimate experiences with women who rappers follow. Mm-hmm. Trey Songz is like liking her photo and I'm hanging out with her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Larry June is like following and liking the female who I'm hanging out with, who I just met, who I actually blew off to go meet somebody else. Yeah. Like I've had these actual experiences. I know you've had the same ones. But for us to get their results, we had to learn way more, right? And the thing is, at first, we learn dating and relationships and self-development from our families, from people who have traditional relationships, who are square, and that's not a bad thing, right? You learn those aspects. But we also learn from people who were pickup artists. We also learn from people who were just natural players.
And interrupt you when you say you learned from your parents who were square, and there's nothing wrong with that. They all met, it was all by chance. That's what I'm bringing to this is you don't have to wait you join a company. You don't have to wait to meet a girl there. You don't have to wait to be introduced through friends. You don't have to wait. It doesn't have to happen like that. You can actually take advantage and take action by meeting someone, wherever you want to. And by me being relatable, I mean, I'm wearing glasses. I'm not like, this 6 foot tall, juiced up motherfucker. I'm just an Italian guy, and I'm from New York, I'm 5'10", 5'9", 5'10", and I like that I don't have any genetic qualities that put me ahead of a lot of people. I really don't. I've seen a lot of guys that were taller than me and had shitty game, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And
We just met some last night.
yeah, literally, we met some last night. I mean, solid guy, and he was just very, very shy, and I can just tell he didn't have that much confidence, but that's why I'm excited to do this, because there's many men out there like me that I know sure as shit can benefit, because I'm on your level as well. I started from a small town, very mediocre family, very mediocre person myself, and now I'm actually
living a great life.
On God's
like
status,
y'all gotta understand this. Like last night we went out around 9, so it's we're inside of a 24-hour window right now, right? Within 24 hours, we have pulled 3 different groups of girls. Pulled 3 different groups of girls. So we met 2 different groups, we met a group and pulled them from Cosmo, met a group and pulled them from MGM, Hakkasan. And today we went to a Lavo brunch, and we were just chilling. Like I was chilling, Rob was talking to some girls. I was walking towards the bathroom, and a woman, because I was dressed like a player with a Superman blue suit, a girl stepped in front of me, very thick, nice body and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stepped in front of me, grabbed, started to grab like my shoulders and everything like that. I looked away for a second because I was like a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest with you, even though I'm a player. And then she pulled my chin back to look at her, took my hands, pulled them around the small of her back, and then made me grab her ass. Yeah. Right? So we pulled them and then swung by Chick-fil-A, and then after that, it was like a really great experience. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's within 24 hours. So I know a lot of you, I know the feeling of when you go to a mall or you go to the grocery store and you see a woman who's pretty and you want to say hi, but you can't say hi. We know that feeling. We know the feeling of it's Friday night or Saturday and you want to, you go through Instagram and you see people out at dope environments, like nice clubs and stuff, and there's girls there and this and that, they're on a boat or whatever, right? Or even you scroll through Instagram and you see a relationship and they look like they're really into each other. And you want that, but you don't have it. You're alone. Like you're in your room, you're playing video games, you're watching movies, you're watching Netflix. And you're killing time. You're passing time by in your life and just during yourself out and numbing yourself to the banal existence that you experience on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? That was a long time ago for us, but we know what that's like.
Now you can go out and do what we just did on a 24-hour basis if you actually stick to listen to the podcast. Exactly right.
100%. And it took a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And
a lot of self-development.
Even those 3 groups of different girls we pulled, there was nothing fascinating or extravagant, or we didn't drop loads of money, bought a couple drinks, hung out with them. It was just positioning yourself, knowing what to say, knowing how to act, how to move it forward. And then again, it's all details along the way, from open to close. It's all just, we've done it many times.
Me and Rob are going to differ slightly on this, but we're both valid. I think the game is won before you even enter the venue. Because I think it's all about what's been going on in your mind with your emotions, you know what I'm saying, how you're carrying yourself and all that.
That's true.
Which is true. But what's also true is what you do when you're in the game.
Because sometimes, if you don't have a strong enough mindset like that, the venue can overwhelm you. And then what do you do? Then how do you react? So that's why you need to be able to know how to understand, how to react, how to, if you're struggling and when you're out there meeting people, you got to, think, okay, I've done this before. Think of little tips and tricks on how to get yourself out of that, and then just restart it. But I mean,
exactly.
I sometimes it's hard that because be honest with you, my mindset isn't that strong as Cam's is, and sometimes when I was out there, I get overwhelmed, and it took a long time to push through that and have repetitive adversity just to keep pushing through that and actually get the results I wanted at the end of the night.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps to that's why it makes sense to get technical, to have those outer things you can do and those different processes you can put in place to get the results you want when you're meeting people, and social engineer it to get the results you want to get.
Exactly. That was perfect. I like how you said social engineering, because like what you do is engineering. Me and Rob have two different types of game. My type of game is basically I focus extremely hard on my mindset, my emotions, and my overall vibe and how I carry myself. And I focus so intensely that it conforms reality to what I want. What Rob does is he puts himself into the situation. And when you look at any kind of social interaction or any situation in life, there are a finite number of things that can happen, right? Within the realm of possibilities, this is very important. Within the realm of possibilities, if you walk up to a woman and say, "Hi, my name is Rob," there's an unlimited number of things she could say, but there's a finite number of things that people will say.
Yeah.
Right? So Rob basically has been in so many interactions, at the beginning of the interaction, meeting them, in the middle of the interaction, getting to know each other and seeing if it's going to escalate,
Yeah.
and at the end of the interaction, that Rob has basically repetitively experienced the different things that could happen enough times to where he knows exactly what to do, like it's like a math equation, right? Like engineering.
Yeah, exactly.
Like okay, so if you're in this situation and she does this and this is going on and she looks like this and her friend is doing this, then you should do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I don't have that deep of an understanding of it in a technical way. Like a lot of times, like my text game is not good. Or I'm not gonna say it's not good, but it's like I don't have good text game. So like a lot of times a girl will text something to me and I'm not gonna say I will mess it up, but like I don't know what to say that would actually work in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what we're gonna teach you are again the duality of the game. Like it's all the inner development and it's the outer development. And that's why it's also good to partner with someone who is your complementary opposite.
Literally exactly right.
Like we help each other on this, like what we need help on.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to be here, because a lot of men out there, again, don't have the confidence, and it just takes time to honestly build that up. It really does. You have to keep on saying self-affirmations and really having a strong sense of belief and eliminate self-doubt. And that's not easy. I still struggle with it today.
Yeah.
To have a strong sense of confidence. So that's why I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to sit here and keep on waiting till my confidence is up there. I'm just going to get granular and get into detail on it's called, I would say his is mainly inner game, mine's mainly outer game. Technicalities, things you can do, things you can say. If you don't have that solid foundation of confidence, that's why. And now that I'm here, along with Cam, if you combine the inner game with the outer game, that's a whole nother level.
It is, yeah.
That's a whole nother level. And that's why I'm really glad I was able to focus on my outer game for years. He focused on his inner game for years, and then put this shit together. It's game over. I mean, that's a wrap.
We have studied everyone on the internet who is in this industry in any way remote, right? Whether it be someone as far removed as Anthony Robbins to someone who's directly in it like RSD, Neil Strauss. I have even learned a lot. A lot of my game actually exploded whenever I, out here in Vegas, got around pimps. And like I understood, I had this like looming question, like why would a woman who's so beautiful go out, get money from dudes, and then go give it to a man, all of it? Like why would she do that? You know what I'm saying? So I learned the game from pimps, and I've learned a lot from, honestly, like Simpson tricks too, like what not to do, and like the mindset of them. Yeah. But yeah, again, we've learned all aspects of the game, and we've studied everybody who teaches. And there are a lot of good teachers, right? Like there are teachers who have changed my life. But what I know is that we bring a wholesomeness to the game and a relatableness to this that there does not exist currently. Yeah. There are not 2 5'8" dudes that are cool, like that aren't pickup artists, because I wouldn't really consider myself a pickup artist, nor you. We're just cool guys who are successful, that live a good life. We meet women and bring them into our reality, and we live the lifestyle that we want to live. Men, there are 2 types of men in the world. There are men who are going to follow the path of what society wants you to do, which doesn't mean that it's a bad thing if that's what you deep down want to do. But if you do it because society is pressuring you to do it, then you are compromising your own inner being. So there's two types of men: men who do what they're told and men who do what they want to do. This podcast is dedicated to helping you untame yourself and become what we call a Jaguar, a man who lives in his pure masculine essence at the apex of the game in dating and relationships, doing what you want, how you want, when you want, with who you want. Yes, indeed, those are my closing statements.
That sounds good to me, man. I mean, I'm really excited to do this. Yeah, I'm grateful to be actually doing this with you, because I've honestly, to be honest, I've met guys here and there, and I can tell they need help. So I go to wherever we're at, go to parks or a mall, or if I'm out and about meeting women, I've always been kind of one-on-one with them. But I mean, the fact that I can actually take my expertise and send out a message through this channel, I mean, I think people need to hear this, to be quite honest. Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I'm very used to working with introverted, shy guys that that just hit me up, or on some kind of platform. Hey, I need some help, or I just moved to the city. Do you go out? So I've always been very focused on that. So I think this is something that I can bring more publicly now to people.
Yeah. Men need permission to do this, man.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful place, man. There's so much happiness in getting to experience so many beautiful, wonderful women. Women who have, again, qualities who, every woman is unique, right? Every woman has something different to offer. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing to be able to live as a free man and go out here and experience women and just be natural and just...
I've seen...
So happy.
Seeing a guy's face when he gets that text back from a girl he approached 10 minutes ago that he wouldn't be able to do that otherwise, it's really satisfying to know that you can impact someone, but the fact that I'm able to talk about this on this channel would be... I don't have to be with you now in person. Now you can just listen to this shit when you're on the way, to work or what have you,
This is the cure to male depression. Freeing yourself. Being happy, being able to meet women and have good experiences and have women in your life is the cure to male depression. Yeah. Because you can just you can get out. You don't have to sit there all day and sulk about what's going on in your life. You can almost everything that brings a man weary and misery revolves around a woman, whether it's a woman that he can't get or a woman who he's trying to get but compromising himself to get. Yeah. Whether it's a woman who's leaving him, taking everything he has, it mostly revolves around a woman. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, to be able to successfully have relationships with women is the cure to male depression, and it's the path to male joy. It truly is. Whether it's a wife or just living as a player, like we keep saying.
That's why I've always been lucky, go happy. I mean, I've been doing this for around 10 years. So
how can you not be happy? You know what I'm saying? How would you not be happy if you had a bunch of beautiful women in your life?
I can't. It's
really
difficult. I can't. Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense to me.
Y'all stay tuned. We are going to have a private channel either on Discord or Patreon where we're going to actually have very private, exclusive content where we're going to show you the women we meet. We have a lot of photos and videos where we're actually out with women. We don't put it publicly for obvious reasons, especially in today's age. So subscribe for that. You're going to love seeing that. It also shows that we actually live this life and we're not just saying it. And then we will have very explicit, detailed content on the game that you want to see in those private channels. Additionally, we will be releasing Jaguar's Den online course. That is going to be our what's it called? Magnus Opum?
Magnus Opum,
yeah.
Yeah. I think. I mean, sure.
It's going to be our masterpiece of the game. Everything that we know about how to get your self-development right, how to learn the game, and how to discipline yourself when you go out and actually execute the game. So stay tuned for all of that. We're going to do some live streams as well. Mm-hmm. Again, Rob Dyberg, Kameron, Devon, crew. Episode 1 in the bag. Y'all stay tuned. We're about to go out and campaign.
See y'all later.